tropical climb where they do the hula hula dance. I fell in love with chocolate dove while doing the funny little dance. Poor little kid, why she never did a bit of love before. So I made up my mind that I was trying to find the only girl that I adore. Well, I love my pretty little hopper holly hula girl. She's candy kid to wriggle. Hula girl, she can surely make you giggle. Hula girl with a naughty little wiggle in it. I know I'm gonna make this hopper holly hula girl mine, 'cause all the time I'm dreaming of her, my hopper holly hula girl. Down on the beach with dear little Peach and the waves rolling in so high. Sit on the sand, I hold her hand and I promise you in a heart to die. Stars to tease, you give a squeeze, your heart is all in the world. Come to the pinch, go to the cinch, spoon with a hula girl. Well, I love my pretty little hopper holly hula girl. She's candy kid to wriggle. Hula girl, she can surely make you giggle. Hula girl with a naughty little wiggle in it. I know I'm gonna make this hopper holly hula girl mine, 'cause all the time I'm dreaming of her, my hopper holly hula girl. All the time I'm dreaming of her, my hopper holly hula girl. Hello, Boozeketeers. I just cut that a little short since it's time to start the program. You gotta get with the program if we're gonna have a program. That's what my grandma used to say. Actually, she never said that. That's not true. She said a lot of things. She would say, get out of my craft room. She would say, you can't have any buttermilk. But she never actually said what I just said. So that's true. It's true that it's not true. But anyways, well, aloha, Boozeketeers. Here we are Tuesday night. Once again, Cocktales and Tiki King program. Program, show, live stream, I don't know what it is. It's a thing. The Cocktales and Tiki King thing here Tuesday night, 8 p.m. And it's episode 101. 101. Episode 101. We had our 100th episode extravaganza last week. Thank you to the thousands of viewers that tuned in to watch the program. And sorry about all that. We had a good time though. Turk and CJ and producer Maggie and myself had ourselves a good old time. Boozeketeer Hannah was there. Boozeketeer Ed. They were lurking in the background in the shadows there, keeping our glasses full and the bottles on the table. We had ourselves a good time. I'll tell you that. 100 episodes. I guess that's quite a thing. I thought it was. It was the next morning was quite a thing too. Mm-hmm. So anyway, hey, what are we doing? What are we doing here Tuesday night? Well, we're back to the Wicked Wench. Look at that. Here we are. We're back. Yes, it's been a long, long time. Been a long time gone. I'll tell you. I missed it. We we had our show here and then we couldn't because we had some problems and poor Captain Booze Nanas, yeah, he was sitting down here all alone, just covered in dust and grime. Which of course he's covered in dust and grime right now, aren't you? Yeah, but now we're back. We're ready to rock and roll. We're ready to groove it up, and we're going to be who knows what the future holds. But I think that some of you maybe might be coming to see it in person if we have our way with the ways that we like to have. We might be hosting some sort of a get together here at the Wicked Wench and serving up some cocktails and having a good time, or at a location near you. You never know. So what are we doing? Well, right now what I'm doing is I'm drinking it's a bourbon mule, technically. But it's made with Wild Turkey 101, which I thought was appropriate because this is episode 101. So I made myself a mule, and it's which we talked about. We talked about it, Boozeketeers. You guys remember? We did the episode where we did I believe it was Dark and Stormies, and we talked about the Irish mule and the Moscow mule and the bourbon mule, and this happens to be a bourbon mule, like I said, with the Wild Turkey 101, and some lime juice and some Fever Tree ginger ale, and it's a fine thing. I'm enjoying it very much. I thought, like I said, appropriate to start off the show, start off our get together here, our Tuesday night soiree, episode 101. What's a 101? So I don't know if you read the spoilers. There were spoilers. I don't know who's going to be shaking along at home There's a couple people sometimes who are pretty faithful about getting all the ingredients together and sticking them in the shaker and fooling around and whatnot. But yeah, so it's interesting. So tonight, the theme of tonight's program is up to debate. You can tell us. After then, you will vote. No. So one of the themes. So opened the show with Hapahale Hula Girl, which was an Alfred Paka song. Alfred Paka is a Hawaiian guy. There was at the time that he wrote that, there was this whole movement that was going on that was called the Hapahale movement. Well, I don't know if it was a movement. It was a thing. It was a thing people did. People were doing a thing. And but there was a whole bunch of music that came out of that time in Hawaii and in the U.S. where it was mostly American guys writing music that sounded Hawaiian with Hawaiian instruments and Hawaiian-ish words and stuff. And they called it Hapahale music. So Hapahale. Hale means non-islander. It can be derogatory. It's one of those things. But I don't care. I'm having a drink, doing the show. What do I care? But so Hale generally refers to non-islander. So Hapa is a Hawaiian word which means, well, it's one of those words that means sort of a bunch of different things depending on context. But it sort of means half, or almost, or kind of like, or a lot like, or you might think it is, but it's not, unless someone tells you, et cetera, et cetera. So Hapahale music meant that it was kind of like Hawaiian music, but it wasn't. But it was half because it was Hawaiian stuff. But it was, Anyway, so Hapahale. There's Hapa. One of the things. Those of you who are maybe avid tiki collectors, as I am, I bet there's a Coco Joe in here somewhere. Coco Joe and several other different tiki manufacturers back in the day, as it were. They were ones that, I know there's one back here, somewhere back in the bookshelf. They would say made with genuine Hapa wood, right? Which, what does that mean? That means made with genuine, almost kind of like wood. So I don't know how you can have genuine, almost kind of like, but it seemed to work. So anyway, so that's so the theme tonight is stuff that's kind of like one thing, but then kind of like another. Maybe I might be making it up. Hard to say. This isn't the first time the mule has skipped me this evening. So, but hey, think about this. The mule, right? Moscow Mule. You know about that one, right? Moscow Mule, which is vodka and ginger beer and lime. Well, you switch out the vodka for rum. What is that? That becomes this dark and stormy, right? So the dark and stormy is kind of like a Hapa Moscow Mule, kind of. See, so it's one thing, but it's another because you put something else in it. It's as Boozeketeer CJ says, it's like a thing with other stuff. Yeah. So anyway, so we started the show. We've got a drink that's kind of like another drink, but not exactly, but kind of. And then tonight's featured cocktail, which we're going to be getting to in probably a little bit, if you're lucky, is kind of the same thing. But what do you guys think? Did you miss the Wicked Wench? I know I did.
I did.
Yeah. Did you miss it? Was Captain Boozenanas? Really? That much? Oh. What did you miss about it? You said that before. So we've got some additions. We're working on getting this place tidied up after it went down to the depths to see Davy Jones for a bit, and was growing barnacles and all kinds of craziness. And there was thing going on, and people with big implements tearing holes in things and putting other things where those things. See, there was taking something out, and putting something else in. It's kind of like the theme of the show. We took out the barnacles and put in fresh drywall. Yeah. And we're working on we got this guy over here. I don't know if you probably can't see him.
What?
I think producer Maggie's just gonna leave. She's like, you make no sense.
What?
Him. That guy.
You're talking about the guy now.
Yep. So he's that's a work in progress. We're just getting started. He's kind of modeling his appearance there, but we're thinking of all kinds of stuff that's going to happen here at the Wicked Wench. We're going to have a lot of fun with it. Now that we can have fun again, now that we're not, like I said, barnacle crusted and growing all kinds of nasty sea life and whatnot. So, how many of you are out there tonight? So let's have a show of hands. And thanks for all of you, like I said, who tuned in for the 100th episode. Had a almost, it was a not quite the record number of viewers, but I think the closest runner-up so far as its viewership. I think everyone had a good time. I know we did. We felt it into the next day and beyond. So I'm sure we had a good time. And if I watch the show, then I'll find out. I don't know. But yeah. So what's going on, Boozeketeers? What's going on? What's going on with you guys? I can tell you what's going on here. Like I said, lots of Imagineering for the Imagineering. We should have a term for that because that's Disney is Imagineers. Say we're Imagineers, Imagiboozers. We were thinking of all what?
Nothing. Hey, that's my hat.
Yes, this is producer Maggie's hat. I know I'm a. Is that maybe a trans pirate? We're producer Maggie's pirate hat. I'm not going to get that one. So there's a lot of exciting stuff going on. Been gearing up, like I said, to do some, make some fun stuff. One of the exciting things that keep your eyes peeled. We just got a kiln. We're gonna start making some tiki mugs, some Wicked Wench tiki mugs, if all goes well. And we'll as soon as they're ready, we're gonna debut them here on the show, and it'll be your chance to pick one up for yourself. After I test them, because I figure every one of them has to have held a drink. So I have to drink out of them and then ship them off to you, if I can remember. After drinking out of like 100 mugs. We'll see what happens. But yeah, let me know if you're interested in that sort of thing, because we want to do it, and I think that some of you might be interested. And we're looking at a bunch of other stuff as well. We're looking at branching out, taking Tiki King goodness across the land and over the seas and underground and through weird tunnels where there's drawings of rats. And hopefully not real rats, because they bite you if you don't give them cheese, and I don't carry cheese with me, usually. But what else? There was something. I was going to tell you something. Oh yeah! So tonight's cocktail, for those of you who brave the spoilers, is anyone mixing along at home? Is anyone sitting there chomping at the bit with their shakers in hand? I'll have to give it the 4-second delay, or whatever it is. Well, I suppose we can get down to it and see what happens. So, on that theme of the hoppa hoppa howle and the almost and the kind of, tonight's cocktail is called O'Brien's Gone Hawaiian, and its name comes from a song of the same name, which was a hoppa howle song about an Irish guy who goes to Hawaii and decides it's a good thing and decides to stay, which is kind of like my story, except I didn't go to Hawaii. I brought Hawaii to myself. I decided to stay there, marinating in my own juices. So there's the song, O'Brien's Gone Hawaiian, which I would sing it, but I don't know it. King Kukulele, you look up King Kukulele. Tell him to sing it for you. We should get him on the show, just get him there in a little corner singing the song. I've heard him sing it lots of times at that'd be good, actually. I should get that. And now, this next song, and then just have King Kukulele pop up in the corner, and you can provide musical accompaniment to the show. But, so anyway, yes, there's a song, a hoppa howle song called O'Brien's Gone Hawaiian, and there's a drink that's a hoppa howle drink called O'Brien's Gone Hawaiian, and I'm going to tell you what it has to do with what, and who, and why it all makes sense in the end. So what do we need, Boozeketeers? What do we need? What's our mantra? Let's start with a shaker, half full of ice. Just happen to have some right here in yonder ice box. Is it yonder if it's in front of you? I don't think so. I'm going to save some for the drink, I guess. Alrighty. there. Move this over here. So shaker half full ice. Then we're gonna need some ingredients. Tonight's ingredients, we're gonna need 1 ounce of banana reel puree. I just happen to have some. Look at that. It's amazing. The things that you have when you need them. And a measuring device. How about that? Now, one thing I'm going to tell you about is that with things like we're going to be, so I'm going to sneak ahead a little bit. So we're going to be using banana puree, and we're going to be using cocoa reel, which is a cream of coconut syrup. But these things are sticky, and they will stick to your glass. So here's a little tip, Boozeketeers, when you're going to be shaking stuff up. If it calls for this, don't use that as the first thing you put in, even though on the list of ingredients here it says 1 ounce banana reel puree, half ounce cocoa reel syrup, and then the next ingredient is 1 ounce of Smith & Cross Navy Strength rum. We're going to put the rum in first because that's going to coat the inside of this here container and make it so this stuff comes out a little bit easier. I got stuff in here. Hey, nephew. There it is. Smith & Cross Navy Strength rum. Now this here, we've talked about it before, good stuff, 57%. This here was a gift from Boozeketeer Turk, and we're using it. That's right, we bought the booze. We're watching the show, baby. I don't know, is Boozeketeer Turk on?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, we're on 1 ounce of the Smith & Cross. We're going to coat the inside of our receptacle. Put that in there. Now we'll move on to the banana. 1 ounce of that. See, it's sticky. Even though I primed the glass here, it still doesn't want to come out super easy. That's okay. We got time. We're patient. We're patient people. Alrighty. And then 1/2 ounce of the cocoa reel. Now, I'm going to have to hit up like some of my bartender knowledge friends and say, how do you get this stuff to just like come out? Because I've always done that, like I said, with using a little bit of the booze to help things along. Because that works in all walks of life. But I'll tell you, it's sticky stuff. Okay, so we got the banana reel puree, we got the cocoa reel syrup, we got the Smith & Cross. Now we're going to put in 1 ounce of coconut rum. And I happen to be using, I know. You guys are like, really? Smith & Cross, most perfect high strength rum ever. Now you're going to pollute it up with the Malibu. Well, no, hey, wait a minute. Guess what? We talked about this before too. I'm not throwing in just any Malibu. I'm throwing in dark 70% Malibu. It's not 70%, sorry, 70 proof. Which most Malibu you get is going to be a much lower proof. But this stuff, it's got some character to it, and it's a little higher strength. So, 1 ounce of that. Okay, there we go. And then we're going to move on to more goodness. We're going to use a 1/2 ounce of fantastic 69% plantation overproof rum. This is the OTD. This stuff has a lot of character. It is fantastic. I recommend you go get some if you don't have some already. You got 1/2 ounce of that. Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. And then, wait a minute. You say, O'Brien? Yes. So we're going to be putting in some fine Jameson Irish whiskey. I know. You're thinking, what the what? So we're going to put in a 1/2 ounce of fine Irish whiskey. And that's the O'Brien right there. The rest is gone Hawaiian. The Irish whiskey is the O'Brien. Alrighty, and then we're going to put a 1/4 ounce of fresh squeezed lime juice. That's in there. It's in it, baby. You're soaking in it. 4 ounces of pineapple juice. I don't have fresh squeeze. I don't have a pineapple squeezer. If you do, good for you, but I don't. There we go. 4 ounces of pineapple juice. And then, just a dash of blue curacao. Just a dash. Just a dash. And a couple of sploinks of Angostura bitters. We're going to shake all that up. There. Hurricane glass. Throw in some ice cubes. Strain that in there. Oh, there we go. Now normally you'd want to serve this in a tiki mug, but I did it in the hurricane glass because I wanted you to see the lovely emerald green color, which also is the O'Brien. It's the Irish part. The rest is the Hawaiian part. O'Brien's Gone Hawaiian cocktail right there. We're going to garnish it up. Orange wheel, cherry, and set it on fire. What a good idea. Turn the lights off so you can see its blazing beauty, glory. Oh, come on. Oh. Press some kids. Can you see it? Can you see the flames, brothers and sisters? Can you see the fire? Fire. I'll bring you to burn. Fire. Yeah. All right. You approve? All right. Yes. Captain Boozeketeer approves. He says things on fire are happy days. Do. Let's gussy it up a bit. How about this?
Light.
All right, lights are back on. And I give you
Mint.
Oh, you're right. Thanks. I forgot about the garnish with the fresh mint. We actually had to went to the store today, which I didn't want to put it in there and catch it all on fire. So there we go. So garnish with the orange wheel and the cherry. Got a Luxardo in there and the mint. All right, so I'm gonna have to hold on a second. I'm gonna de-mic for a moment. A little
Good.
sweet, I think. I think I might do. I think I might up the lime juice just a hair. Well, that's the thing, Boozeketeers. Nice thing about cocktails, and also if I had if I had ice cubes, if I had shaken it with if I'd used a cracked ice, it would have given it a little more dilution. So probably the what's coming out of the shaker here shortly is going to be properly diluted. So. Anyway, so there you go, Boozeketeers. The O'Brien's Gone Hawaiian. Fine mixture of delicious rums and Irish whiskey, pineapple juice. Yeah, I think that would probably go better over crushed ice. Yeah. But you know what? Here's the other thing: is that cocktails sometimes they evolve. And this one, since I just invented it, like yesterday, I just invented it, it might need a little work, might need a little adjustment. But I thought, what can I make? What can I make that would be that would show both my Irish roots and my Hawaiian disposition, but one that combines the boozes of both. And honestly, I do like that. I think with a little bit of minor tweaking, I might up the lime juice a little bit, and maybe go down on the banana just a hair. No, you think it was good? Mm-hmm. Producer Maggie's like, nope, it's good. Stop talking. You never know. It's one of those things. It might be. You never know. If somebody's like a fan
Depends on
of
what you like.
What's that?
It depends on how you like it.
Depends on how you like it. It is definitely on the sweet side. Definitely on the sweet side. But I think with a little more dilution, that could be easily cured. So there you go. Check it out. If you weren't shaking along tonight, give it a try. See what you think. And also, I don't know if I mentioned it, but if I make a cocktail and you make it and you go, this would be a whole lot better if it were blah blah blah. No, not actually blah blah blah, but specifics. Let me know, because I'm always interested in how people will take a cocktail and tweak it slightly to make it how they like it. That's one of the things it's an unfortunate situation that there are sometimes people who have had a cocktail and not liked it because it could have been changed slightly and they loved it. The first martini I had was probably horrendously made. It was, I think, like 2-1 gin and vermouth, but I persevered because I'm like that. But some people, if you've never had a martini before and you don't know what it's supposed to taste like, who knows? You may love it, you may hate it. You may have one that's like the best martini, according to martini people, ever, and you may go, God, that's awful. Or you may find that with a slight tweak, could become your favorite cocktail ever. You never know. And that's the thing with these, they're ongoing. They're ongoing and ever evolving. And that's one thing. So I happen to buy a lot of cocktail books. I try to buy older ones if I can. Mr. Boston has been being published since 1921 or something crazy. What's that? Oh, is there one back there?
Right there.
Oh, yeah, actually, here's one. This one is property of Ginny and Billy. This one is 1935. The old Mr. Boston cocktail book. And some of the recipes, it's like they evolve over time. Because people went, wow, that would be a whole lot better with the addition of this thing or the removal of this thing, or, there's sometimes, so one of the things is that there's only so many boozes, there's only so many mixers. So there's right now we're riding the crest of a cocktail wave that's just outstanding. People are trying all kinds of new things, and they're putting together anything and everything to invent new cocktails. And sometimes they're really good. Sometimes it's an acquired taste. I've definitely had some that I went, wow, someone likes this. But the thing is, maybe it just had a little bit of one overpowering ingredient that could have been removed, and the whole thing could have become just sublime. You never know. But that's the thing with cocktails, especially if you have your own bar, like I happen to have one of those words. You can vote on it. If you happen to have your own bar and a good selection of different boozes, it's nice to experiment and be able to find different things that float your boat. Because, that's what it's all about. That's what the whole thing is about, theoretically, or something. So anyway, so there you go. Those are tonight's two cocktails. And it's the Hapahale. We had a Hapahale cocktail, and we had a mule. It was not a mule. It was not neither from Moscow nor Ireland, but it was from Kentucky because it was using the bourbons. It was like Burbling Brook of booze, as they like to say. I'm not gonna say who they are because they're watching us, and we're not allowed to disclose their identity. And while I'm on the subject, I know I've been telling you, but there are those who have not seen. Check out the new website. Check out our new shopping site at tikiking.net. Is that the right one? There's tikiking.com.net.info. But tikiking.net, we have a whole shopping section, and we're adding stuff to it all the time. There's some surprises that I can't let loose yet, but I will shortly. And like I said, keep an eye out for Wicked Wench mugs. Very excited about that. And here's the thing. Oh god! Oh man. Alfred Apaka. The first song that I did, Hoppa Howla Hula Girl, that was an Alfred Apaka song, and I think I'm gonna end the show with yet another Alfred Apaka song, which was not the end but the beginning. The very first song I learned on the ukulele. Some of you know it, some of you don't. Some of you are gonna say, "Oh yeah, that one." Well, the Princess Papuli has a planet papaya. She loves to give them away. And all of her neighbors, they say, "Oh me, oh my, you really should try a little piece of the Princess Papuli's papaya." Zada, 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 zay. Now Princess Papuli's not truly unruly and passing out papaya each day. For all of her neighbors, they say, she may give the root, but she holds on to the fruit. And so she gets the fruit and the root to boot. Zada, 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 zay. Now one bright Sunday afternoon, it was field day in her papaya groves. Oh, see, look at that. Start thinking about the root, the fruit, and the root to boot, and it always gets me. Now one bright Sunday afternoon, it was no, one bright one. Oh, forget it. All right, Boozeketeers. There you go. Butchering a song, butchering cocktails, butchering drinks, butchering your ears. But there we go. It's another Tuesday night. Thank you all for tuning in. And no matter where you are and what you do to live and strive and survive, there's one thing that's important to remember, is that I'm probably already drunk.